Hello everyone. So today we're going to go through a few tips and tricks on when you're starting out in martial arts. Learning a new martial art can be tricky. Many students have little knowledge of what to expect or how to increase motivation and rate of learning when first signing up to study martial arts. Most of us learn through a combination of listening, seeing, and doing. And this is very important with any style. You need to be able to do all three. But there is also a responsibility from an instructor to recognize and tailor their training to suiting each individual. I've had students see and hear what I am teaching them, but they are unable to mimic because of some block between the brain and the muscles. Although it is your instructor's responsibility to help you progress in the martial arts, it is equally your responsibility to help your instructor pave the way for good learning. You do this by asking the right questions, putting in your own extra practice. There's loads of different ways you can do it. Things to note about this. There is a huge difference between basic and beginning stages. Beginning is white belt stuff, things that are easy to learn, simple strikes and kicks, along with simple movement and skill. Basic is a building block structure. For example, a high knee warm up can be used to develop muscle memory for a knee block or a front kick, but it is still considered a basic move that can help lead to something else. I once had a student who was pretty good on the beginning stuff, but when it came to more advanced, complicated moves, they could see, they could hear, but not mimic. And this is where the instructor needs to learn everyone develops at their own pace. So instead of interrupting a class to concentrate on one student, I simply got them and the partner they were working with to slow down. I moved their hands in a controlled way, and I did this 3 to 5 times until they were able to continue at their own slow pace. A week later, that student was beginning to replicate or mimic the move at a similar pace to the rest of the class. When learning a martial art, it is vitally important to understand it is a give and take between you and the instructor. If the pacing is too hard or the instructor talks too much, it can be deterring for a new student. Um, it can be deterring for the student to return as they feel they aren't getting the most from each class. So, as an instructor, it is vital to make the class fun while slowly explaining the theory of how and the theory of why, because the why of martial arts can be more important than the move itself. You can be teaching a class a certain strike, and you can say you were aiming for the shoulder above. And a student will say, but what if I miss and strike them on the arm or the chest? Is it wrong? No, not necessarily. The control scenario has been removed, leaving the practitioner with an uncomfortable environment, but at the end of the day, landing a strike is landing a strike. If you're going to be a perfectionist about everything, you'll never learn anything new. And you'll never get the ability to do it correctly because you will give up before you even get there. Learning martial arts is a process, and every black belt will tell you it's easier to learn a new art when you have a black belt because you already have built a foundation in something, just like learning a new language. After already learning 4 to 5 languages, the sixth, no matter what it is going to be 10 times easier than the first because you already have that base to carry you through half the learning process. This is why for white belts, it is vital for you to understand martial arts is a way of life. It's a dedication to a craft and it will not be learned overnight. But dedicating yourself to training and practice will have long-term effects if continued. I'm going to leave you with this, but within the martial arts community, we have a term, white belt mentality, meaning no matter how many dans or black belts or disciplines an instructor has or knows, if they are willing to adapt, learn, and change, especially tailor to the needs of their individual students, along with bettering themselves, then stay with that instructor because they have white belt mentality.